We're going to talk about maximizing your value of your pipeline. So the trick here, very, very simple. Get every single one of your candidates into 3 to 4 interviews. Stats in the CRM, 5% chance of placing a candidate if they go to 1 interview. That's a 1 in 20 chance if they go to 1 interview. It's a 15% chance if they go to 2 interviews. And it jumps all the way up to 40% chance if they go 3 or more interviews. That is 8 times more chance of being a deal if they're at 3 or more interviews than if they're at 1. So we need to really get your candidates out to more places. Why is there so much more of a chance of being a deal? First of all, it's fear of loss for the client. If the client knows that they are candidates at multiple places, then they know they may lose them. They know that the competition may pick them up. That's thing number one. Thing number two, your candidate becomes a positional good really quickly, really simply. If they see their clients or their competitors rather liking the candidate, they're going to show more interest naturally. It's going to speed up processes. It's going to make them act a little bit quicker. It's going to really push the clients to make a decision. And then finally, from the candidate's perspective, if the candidate's only willing to go to 1 interview, the question is the candidate really a candidate, or are they just flirting with the idea of moving jobs at this stage? If they're willing to go to 3 or 4 interviews, then you know the candidate's committed to move. You know that candidate, if they get the right opportunity, is actually going to go somewhere. And again, bear in mind the power of 3. If the candidate has 3 opportunities, they're fulfilled. You know, it's the Goldilocks theory. They've got the small, middle, and large. They'll be able to make their decisions much more coherently. And then consider the counter offer. If you've got 1 offer and 1 opportunity versus where they currently are, it's a 50-50 chance whether they're actually going to accept and start at the new role. Whilst if you have 3 opportunities that are all better than their current opportunity, then you know that candidate's definitely going to exit the building. So there is only upside when it comes to pushing your candidates to more interviews. I acknowledge that on occasion, some candidates are not going to want to get pushed and to go to multiple interviews. Your question here is that candidate, when push comes to shove, actually going to move jobs anyway? And by pushing them early, are you saving your time through the process rather than having to push them late? It's a very simple concept. Those figures again, if a candidate goes to 1 interview, it's a 5% chance of being a deal. 2 interviews, 15% chance of being a deal. And 3 or more interviews, it's a 40% chance of being a deal.